Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Notme, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prize is the stuff you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am Notme. I am Art, and I am your host for I Am Smart, the Notme quiz. The quiz where people look to improve their art through learning and strive to earn the right to say, I am smart. My goodness, the format of this quiz is very simple. It's very straightforward. We've got 3 rounds of questions coming up. We've got 3 musings coming up. We've got a bonus round at the end. That's worth 2 points. We're looking for 20 points overall. Could you be the first to get all 20? Nobody's done it so far. Nobody's done it. You might be the first. All you'll need for this quiz is something to write with, something to write on, a brain for thinking, and an imaginosphere for imagining. Both will be tested here. Optional is a beverage. I've got my beverage here because whilst it's got absolutely nothing to do with the actual quiz, we do like to start the show with a toast. We do like to kick things off with a little bit of a toast. So here we go. Let's raise your glasses, please. Raise your glasses or your canisters or your receptacles of any kind. Let's get on with a little bit of a toast. To Betty White, ladies and gentlemen. To Betty White, who unfortunately died weeks before her 100th birthday. And in doing so, taught us all that when it comes to comedy, even dark comedy, even very dark comedy, even comedy that involves your own death, it's all about timing. To Betty White. Double dip for that first one, please. Double dip for that first one. My word. My word. Hello, Smarties. It feels just lovely. It just feels right to be able to say that. Just feels good and right and pleasant. How are you doing, my Smarties? Are you well? How was your Christmas? How was your New Year? How was your first fortnight of 2022? If I had to guess, respectively, it would be quiet, and terrible. But do let me know. Who have we got? Who have we got in the tube of Smarties here? Cameraman George, of course. Hello, Cameraman George. he's over there. He's somewhere around. Girl Sarah Kilch, Woot Woot. Killer Kilch, Holla George, Fellas Anu Nuevo. I'm sure that means something to him. Roblets, happy Sunday vibes. Happy Sunday vibes to you, Roblets. Happy Sunday vibes for you. Ready for this, y'all? We all are. Real ready. SJ Beck 72. Hi, all. Hello to you, SJ Beck 72. Pleasure to see you. Happy 2022. Nana Hobbob, TB Douglas. Gosh, what a showman. Thank you, Nana. Little slight issue with the microphone at the beginning, but we got through it together. Monkey Pixie Funk. We in car, but dialing in soon. First time chat from viewer. From Chalo Banchord. Here he is. And here you are, Chalo Banchord. How do you act so well? That's a great question, Chalo. That's a great question. How do I act so well? It's all about, for me, it's the question of what if. Yeah, what if? It's a very powerful question to ask. What if? It infuses into a lot of my writing. It infuses into a lot of my acting. And I just think, what if I had superpowers that allowed me to see through people's clothes? What if I had been arrested on the day I was released from prison? What if I lost my leg below the knee in a tragic blimp accident? What if? And then I just do that. Thanks for that question there. That's great. That's great. Nice jacket, says Monkey Pixie Funk. It's the finest jacket in all of quiz shows. I would absolutely put this up against any other quiz show jacket out there at this moment. Prove me wrong, guys. Prove me wrong. Happy belated New Year. Oh, Betty. Oh, Betty. Chalo Banchord. Want to know Betty White's real name? Okay. Oh, wow. We're getting into this. Betty White's real name. Me too. I'd love to know. Okay, so a little tease there from Chalo Banchord, getting involved straight away, which is lovely. Killer Kilt 2022, sick, quiet, sleepy. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. That could be fine. It's getting better at least. You're starting with the sickness. Now we're moving on to the sleepiness, and you know who isn't sleepy in 2022? Monkey Pixie Funk started 2022 fat and shame-filled. Don't be shame-filled. Be cream-filled. Be turkey-filled, yeah. Be Christmas pud-filled, but don't be shame-filled. You know, if you want to do something about it, you can, and if you really want to, you will. Okay, that's my advice to you right away. A bit of slimpressionism wouldn't go amiss. Ooh, look at this, lovely emote work there from Nana. Thank you so much. Chalo Banchord, is this the quiz? Are these questions worth points? These aren't. No, these aren't. These are more just like friendship. Small talk, just to allow us all to get to know each other just a little bit more. AOL Time Warner, hello to you. I'm giving myself points. Yeah, if you want to give yourself some points, that's fine. I will say those aren't official points, and they won't officially count in the official quiz. But if you want to play your own game, I'm not going to stop you. My word. This is an unprecedented quiz, guys. Something brand new. We started, when we first did this show, back in the day, few of you will know, T.B. Douglas, the Kilches, Nana Hobob, definitely not Duda et al. Will know. When we first started I Am Smart, we started with 5 rounds. It was lovely. It was a little bit unwieldy. I wanted to streamline the whole thing by taking it down to 3 rounds. 3 rounds out of a possible 6 rounds. That worked a little bit better, but even that seemed a little too structured. You know, the benefit of the quiz over the most week show is that it's so much less rigid, much more free-flowing, like water. Yeah? So I wanted to push that as far as it would go, which has led us here. Do you want to check out the potential rounds for this week? Potential rounds, guys. Wow! That's right. 11 potential rounds here, guys. Who knows what's going to happen? Not me. Not me. I have written each of these rounds. I've written questions for each of these rounds. I've written each of these rounds on small pieces of paper, and I've placed them inside a cowboy hat. Inside a cowboy hat. Yay or nay, for instance. Can we see that? This could be tricky. Yay or nay. Just about see that. What have we got here? What's that? Give me 5. So I've written them all down here. And we're going to just randomly pick out 3 of them. Except we're not, because is definitely not Duda watching? Is definitely not Duda in the Smarty Tube? Holy variety, says Killer Kilt. Yes. AOL Time Warner. Hello. I'll keep 2 tallies going. The official point score plus the points I give myself for self-esteem. Absolutely. AOL Time Warner, you want to give yourself that self-esteem bonus? I think that's a bonus that we could all do with at the beginning of the year. So that's lovely. That's lovely. Anything could happen. Live-tainment. Monkey Pixie Funk. 11 ? Etc. Yes. It's going to go wild. It's going to go wild. Emma Acton, we are here to quiz. Missed you, weaklings, and not me. Thank you so much. Although we are smarties. We are smarties in this show. But a lot of weaklings. There's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of crossover. I'm so excited. Thank you, Chalo Banchord. I'm just going to call you Chalo. Just going to call you Chalo, just as a means of streamlining the whole thing. Loving the sound of Anagramma Ding Dong. Anagramma Ding Dong is largely just an anagram round, but I added the ding dong to make it sound a bit more fun, because I know it's not necessarily the most fun at the moment for people. And so that just kind of jazzes it up, you know, like strawberry flavor cowpole. It's something that you don't want, but it's called Anagramma Ding Dong. Definitely not Judy is not in the chat at the moment. Might join up shortly. Okay, so then we are going with a full 11. I was going to get, because definitely won the Christmas quiz. So I was going to get a choice from her. But as 'tis, we're just going to pick 3. We're just going to pick 3. We're going to pick this one. That's not going to show up. Is it going to show up? It's not going to show. We'll find a better way of doing this for subsequent weeks. This is Spotlight. I can assure you it's Spotlight. Oh, my goodness. Look close. Look close. And we have got Gimme 5. Wow. Wow. Those are our 3 rounds. Spotlight, Gimme 5, and Look Close. Oh, that's very exciting. That's very exciting. We're going to start... I think we're going to start with Spotlight, guys. I think we're going to start with Spotlight. This is exciting. This is exciting. Chalaban the short is pronounced Chode. Chalaban Chode. Okay. Is that French? Says AOL Time Warner. I don't know. Is it? No ding dong. Bad times. Yeah, that's a shame. That's a shame. If you want ding dong, Roblets, if you're really hungry for ding dong, which who isn't in this day and age, if you win this round, if you are the high point scorer for this round of I Am Smart the Notme quiz, then the next round, next week, you'll get to choose that. That's a promise and a guarantee that I give to you, okay? Killer Kilch, I don't like living under your spotlight. Well, that's I will say, Killer Kilch, that the spotlight is not about you this week. It's about a different artiste, if that makes you feel any better. I don't know. Should we quiz? I feel like quizzing. Let's go artiste spotlight straight off the bat, shall we? Whoa, what a little transition that was. That was beautiful. So, spotlight round. Spotlight round. Game recognizes game, guys. As an artiste, you have to be willing to shine a light on the work of other artists and be nice about it. That way, if they want to be polite, they have to say nice stuff about your art as well. It's a circle of life. But of course, maybe I shouldn't have done this because obviously definitely is a big fan. Hopefully definitely can join soon. Before we look at who the spotlight falls on this quiz, production value is too damn high in a good way. I only know one way to do things, Nana. Cheaply, but in a way that does not look cheap. Of course, we have to take a trip to see your favourite artist and mine, the artiste who puts all other artists to shame. She is, my gosh, the woman of the hour. The woman of the hour, I think. It's Lucy Liu. Hello, Lucy. This is the part of the show. This might be a little bit confusing to people who haven't seen the show before, but this is Lucy. This is Lucy Liu here, and Lucy pops on. Lucy had the spotlight on her several months back, and didn't really relinquish it. She's kept coming back week after week, and we just have a little chat, don't we, Lucy? What's that? Did I enjoy watching you on Death to 2021? I did. I watched Death to 2021, written by Charlie Brooker. It's a little bit acerbic for my taste, but it was quite funny, satirical. And Lucy was fair Lucy was very, very good in it. So well done, you, Lucy. It was a lovely treat seeing you over the Christmas period. Is that all we've got today? Sorry, what's that? You've got a joke? You've got a joke. Okay. Now, Lucy is wonderful. And her sense of humor is a little... You'll see. Is it? I assume it's going to be on the similar kind of vein. No, it's going to be... Okay. Lucy says she's cleaned it up a little bit. Okay, let's see how this works. How do you know that diarrhea is hereditary? See, this is Lucy Bless her. Bless you, Lucy. Little bit enjoys the toilet humour more than you might expect from someone so fair, so beautiful. Does enjoy the toilet humour. It's fine. It's not quite the humour that I like. I mean, I'm not a big humour guy anyway, but it's not quite the humour that I would like for this show. But, Lucy's a big star, so, kind of let her get on with it. Okay, Lucy, how do you know that diarrhea is hereditary? It runs in your genes. That's, if you weren't so flippin' beautiful, the most beautiful woman in the world, ladies and gentlemen, Lucy Liu. Thank you so much for coming on, Lucy. Even though you have brought the tone of the show down a little bit, we really do appreciate it. Everybody say bye, Lucy. Everybody say bye, Lucy. Oh gosh, Lucy, everybody's your fan here. Nana Hobbob, TB, Killer Kilch, everybody loves it. Girl Sarah Kilch, Chaloban Chode, that hair curl is giving me Superman Kenny Everett vibes. I love it. Oh, for this? That's not about Lucy, so we're going to ignore that for a little bit. So good, Dust 2020. Lucy Liu is great. What's not to get? AOL Time Warner, I'm with you. Absolutely with you. Everybody's loving it. My gosh. Everybody loves you, Lucy. Thank you so much. We'll see you, I assume, next Spotlight round. But this isn't about Spotlight. This isn't about Lucy Liu, this Spotlight. This is about a different artiste out there. Might be a little bit of a controversial one to some people. Some people might say, hey, this isn't an artiste. I would say you're absolutely wrong. It's Michael Jordan. It's Michael Jordan, famed professional basketballist Michael Jordan. Look at him there. That's a basketball up there. And these are his little 80 shorts. This is Michael Jordan. Sport is art. We've discussed this before. Sport is art. It makes people feel things. I mean, ultimately, he's putting a little ball into a basket. That's a simple act, but it makes people feel something. And that's what makes it art. So we're going to find out how much we all know about Michael Jordan. Nana Hobbob, a maestro of holding grudges. Absolutely. He's so good, so competitive, that he will hate you for decades over something that's really fairly trivial. Question number 1. Let's get on with the question show. It's 25 past. Here we go. Having played college basketball for the University of North Carolina, which NBA team is Michael Jordan now owner of? So there's a little bit, either this is a knowledge of Michael Jordan himself, or if you don't know much about Michael Jordan himself, it could be a little bit of geography, a little bit of American geography. North Carolina. Which NBA team is Michael Jordan now owner of? Now, some people might ask, so it's the American sports teams, unlike sports teams in England, have a bit more history and, I don't know, dignity, have two parts to the names. They have the place name and they have a thing that they are, like, I don't know, the New York, like in 30 Rock, actor Tracy Jordan owns the world's only giraffe basketball team, the New York Knicks. Okay, so it's New York and then Knicks. Some people might ask, would I accept just the place name and not the thing, the Knicks, essentially? Here's the thing, with this quiz, you're marking it, guys. So this is down to your conscience. If you feel like you've earned the point from this, once you hear the answer, then you give yourself the point. Okay? I'm not here to police you. I'm not here to control you, to control your body. I'm just here to give you the questions, yeah, and just to facilitate you having a heck of a good time. AOL Time Warner, his shoes are sometimes priced like rare works of art. They do get pretty expensive, considering they would be a little bit smelly, wouldn't they, AOL Time Warner? They would be a little bit smelly because he is a big chap who sweats a whole heck of a bunch. Question number 2, Michael Jordan retired from basketball in 1993 to pursue which other sport? There's another sport in the life career of Mr. Michael Jordan? Yeah, gosh darn right there is. Gosh darn right there is. But which one is it? Write it down. Piece of paper. Write it down. Here we go. Do your best. Do your best, guys. Here we go. Question number 3. What is the name of Michael Jordan's brand of shoe and other athletic wear taken from his nickname? Oh, AOL Time Warner maybe mentioned this a little bit earlier, but not the actual answer, so don't go hunting back through the chat. Michael Jordan has a brand of shoes and other athletic wear. It has a logo of him, like he's got one hand up and then his legs are very much akimbo, very much splayed. Ooh. And he's dunking a basketball, dunking it. So get your answer down. What do you think his brand of shoes and other athletic wear is? Question number 4. Within one, how many NBA championships has Michael Jordan won? Nana Hobbob, is acting a sport? Gosh. You're breaking it down now, aren't you? You're breaking it down. Is acting a sport? Oh, read question 2. What was question 2? No. In that sense, it is more of a sport in the sense of an actual sport, not in a kind of philosopher coming out and saying, well, it could be argued, I suppose, that washing up would a sport. Not that kind of sport. That's a great question, though, Nana. And any questions that anybody does have, or any if you need me to show a question again or go over another question, feel free to let me know in the chat. Number 5. Michael Jordan was the star of Space Jam. We all know that. Name anyone else who appeared in the film, vocally or physically. Vocally or physically. Monkey Pixie Funk feel like this is going to be a low-scoring round for Team Monkey Pixie Funk. Oh, playing as a team. Oh. La-dee-da. Must be nice to have a team, friends. Anyone else who appeared in the film vocally or physically? Now, I will say, maybe to Monkey Pixie Funk's point, MPF's point, this may be construed as a slightly Americo-centric round. And I do appreciate that, but what I will say is that especially now that we are getting, this is at a more general time in the UK fan base is coming into it more, that there will also be more UK-centric rounds. It's all random. That's the benefit of having all of these rounds, available. It's kind of luck of the draw what we get. And if the round is more suited to you, well done. If it's more suited to other people, you just got to say, hey, I'll hold my hands up. I had a great day anyway. I had a great time learning. Yeah? Girl Sarah Kilch, I missed 4. Okay. Hopefully not 4 of them. Within one, how many championships has Michael Jordan won? Fun fact, in the NBA and a lot of American sports, I believe, they refer to their championships as world championships. Despite the fact that at most there are 2 teams from 2 countries competing. It's just that kind of American, what's the word? I want to say ego, but somehow that's not enough. You understand what I mean. Killer Coach. Iris is currently working on her acting, (drama) game. Iris, of course, the second-born weakling. And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Iris is currently working on her acting drama game. I fully expect that by being born into an environment such as this, where there is so much creativity knocking around, that can't help but infuse into her via osmosis and create quite a challenging and dangerous artiste in the future. So I'm looking forward to it. Don't get me bluster, said the Roblets. Couldn't agree more. Killer Kilch, don't get me started on the world title. Arrogance could work as well. Absolutely, that's lovely. Chalo Banchode, isn't the world thing to do with newspaper sponsor from Wade? Yeah, maybe. It was sponsored by the world, by the news of the world. I'm not sure actually. I'll have to look into that, or maybe you could look into that and get back to us, Chalaban Chode. Should I just call you Chode then? Back in the day, from Wade, from back in the day. Yes. So those are 5 questions. Those are 5 questions, all done. So that's the round done, isn't it? Absolutely not. We've got a musing. We've got a musing coming up. We saw it for a split second earlier. Hopefully you all caught this. Michael Jordan is known for his competitiveness. Name a game or activity that you would greatly enjoy seeing his competitiveness take over. I'll say that again. Michael Jordan is known for his competitiveness. Name a game or activity that you would greatly enjoy seeing his competitiveness take over. So this could be another sport, like the sport that was in question 2. Or it could be an activity, just something that you think, I would really enjoy seeing Michael Jordan just lose his mind if he was not able, just be so virulently competitive that he just ends up being very good at it, regardless of what it is. Yeah? Michael Jordan is known for his competitiveness. Name a game or activity that you would greatly enjoy seeing his competitiveness take over. And do you know what, guys? That's the end of that round. That's the end of that round. Let's head back to main. Oh, why does the camera change like that? That's strange. But I enjoyed it. So because this is now a primary source of livetainment for the time being, most week's show is still a little bit out of my reach. I thought I would provide some intra-round art, and that could be something in depth. It could just be something pretty chilled. Today, pretty chilled, because like I say, I did have to write 11 rounds of questions for today. So I just thought I'd go through my SSS. Long-time acolytes will be well aware that refers to my self-secret Santa. So on the run-up to Christmas, because I never really get as many Christmas presents as I would ideally like, on the run-up to Christmas, I will get myself fairly intoxicated. I do it in a controlled environment. Please don't try it at home. But I get myself quite intoxicated for maybe 5 beers. And then I go online and I purchase some things, safe in the knowledge that in the morning I won't be able to remember what I bought. And then I get the joy of opening some presents on Christmas morning that I, still has that air of unpredictability about them. This year it was largely practical. I got myself a new phone case. And a couple of other bits. But I just wanted to let you know that if in the coming weeks and months, if you sense, whilst I'm doing a video that you can't see my feet in, and most of my videos, I will say, do not contain my feet. But if you see me and you think, gosh, Notme's got a bit of an extra confident swagger here that I wasn't necessarily expecting. He's got a real cock of the walk attitude here. It's probably because I'm wearing a pair of fur-lined Crocs. Bought these, got them for Christmas, and I have to say, I may never look back. So comfortable, so warm, so good, especially for just slipping on and off to take Jesus for his final wee on the times that cameraman George is out with his friends or cousins or whatever, or he's just ill or working or doing a last-minute edit for me. They're really, really good, and I have to say, they just make me feel good. I don't know whether it's a guy thing, but they just make me feel good. Gail Sarah Kilch, I do that without the beers. Another self-secret Santa person, that's wonderful. Nana Hobb, kind of form of self-sabotage and self-care all wrapped up in one activity. Yeah. You got to be cruel to be kind sometimes, and I think that can count to yourself as well. It's not just, to children or pets. No words, says the Roblets. I know, no words needed. Just a sound. And the sound is That's the sound of these fur-lined Crocs. Chalo Banchode, not a guy thing. Good to know. Thanks so much. Next round, we're going for, what have we got? Let's go Gimme 5. Let's do it. There we go. So this one is a very simple round. Very, very simple. Probably the most simple round that we do here, actually. For every other round, I will ask you 5 questions. You'll get 1 point for each correct answer that you give. This one, I'm just asking you for 5 things. Give me 5 things. I give you a category. You give me 5 of those things. And for every one of those things that fits the category, you get a point, up to a maximum of 5 points. Okay? It's nice and simple. AOL Time Warner, I think those Crocs would be comfy, but I worry about the fur lining getting dirty. Can you machine wash them? AOL Time Warner, you're living in year 3000. That is galaxy brain kind of thinking. Can you machine wash them? Oh my God, I've got some bad news, AOL Time Warner. I've got some bad news. The lining is affixed to the plastic outer, which means that when they do get dirty, I'm just going to have to be very wasteful and destroy them in a tire fire. Oh, easy to carry. Easy to carry as well, though. But no, you raise a very good point. You raise a very good point. But no, yeah, they are. That is fixed, solid. That is fixed, solid. They kind of occupy the space betwixt slippers and shoes, though. I don't think I'd probably wear them on a proper outing. But if I'm just nipping to the shops, I have a lot of poppable shops in my ear. If I just pop to the shops, I'll throw the Crocs on. If I'm just sometimes around the house and I need a bit of warmth, or in the kitchen, perhaps. When standing for a long time, it really does tire you out, doesn't it? Just cooking and standing, a little bit tiring. Nano Hobbob, easy to carry. They've thought of everything, these guys. So this week, I want you to give me 5 Real Housewives reality TV shows. If you're trying to tell me that reality TV isn't art, you're out of your flipping mind. You're out of your flipping mind. It might not be art that you like. Sure, but it's absolutely art. These women work so hard. They have to keep their drink-throwing arms in tight shape. They do it all for your benefit. It's not for them. It's not for the money they get from they do it to create something. To have some kind of a legacy, they can be proud of. 12 seasons of the Real Housewives of blah, blah, blah. How many poppable shops in the vicinity? There's a lovely deli across the way. There is the laundrette, or laundromat as they call them over here. That's only a block or so away. Sal's Pizzeria. For me, the finest pizzeria in New York, but I have only tried that one because it's the closest. A couple of Mexicans restaurants, not just Chats. There are several of them as well. There is a liquor store. There's quite a few pop shops in the vicinity. So thank you very much for that question. Killer Kilch giving Girl Sarah Kilch extra points for watching all of them. So this is your Girl Sarah Kilch's round then. I mean, if you want to give more than 5, if you want to write down more than 5, feel free. There is, I think, 24 I counted. So we've got plenty of options here. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about with the Real Housewives stuff, it's the Real Housewives of a place. So largely we're looking for a list of 5 places that you think that they have a Real Housewives reality TV show. Okay? I'll give you a couple of minutes. Let's have a bit of music. Sometimes you just gotta move, haven't you? Oh, it's getting low! Rainy Days with Something by James Flamester. Next we've got Les Vacances by Sad Toy from Chill Hop Year Mix. It should pop up on the... There we go. This one isn't quite rocking me as hard, but... 5 Real Housewives reality TV shows. Maybe another few seconds. Yeah. Oh. Here it is now. Real Housewives reality shows. Real Housewives reality shows. How many are there? Nobody knows except me. I told you there were 24. Lovely emote work. Thank you, Killer. It's really adding something. It's really adding something. It's just chill, guys. It's just chill. There's a lot going on in this world at the moment. And sometimes it's okay just to chill. Chilling and learning. Chilling and learning and chilling and learning. Here's some chilling and here's some learning. Wonderful. Thank you, Les Vacances. Oh no, that was probably the name of the song. Thank you, Sad Toy. There's the question. Here's a musing, though. Still have a musing, even on Gimme 5. The Real Housewives shows are all about drama. What's the cause of an episode's worth of drama that none of the shows will have featured yet? They will have their little storylines. Oh, Vanessa is angry that Angie didn't come to her fundraiser for little boys with bad knees. Bang. They will have a whole episode. They will have a whole episode about that in various formations. But give me the cause of an episode's worth of drama that none of the shows will have featured yet. That's too easy. That's too simple. That's too straightforward. Let's take it to the next level. Let's think outside the box. Yeah, let's get creative. Nano Hobbob dropping bars. It's what I do. It's what I do. I drop bars. I don't go in bars. Yeah, I drop bars. I don't go in bars. Because much of the time you get looks if you go in there on your own. The Real Housewives shows are all about drama. What's the cause of an episode's worth of drama that none of the shows will have featured yet? Gosh, we need to be getting on with this. This quiz is going. This quiz is just going. We're all having fun though, aren't we? Are we? Let's go back to main. That's 2 rounds done, guys. That's 2 rounds done. Already. I say already. It is 12:45. Sticking on the theme of Christmas, though. I did get a Christmas present that I wasn't expecting. And this is from some people. I'm never 100% sure what the status is and how many people the name represents. But this is a little present that I got from the Roblets. Look at this. A lovely T-shirt. From the Roblets. Black. It's one of my colours. I like it monochrome, black or white. Either's good for me. There's probably a little racial message in there as well, isn't there? If you look hard enough. Is this all? Is this the whole thing? No. I'm going to pop the microphone down and I'm going to blow your mind, if that's all right. If I have your permission. Oh, mummy. Oh, daddy. Look at this T-shirt. My goodness. Imaginosphere. Fire. That is absolutely right. Outstanding emote work there, Killer. That is exactly what this requires. Imaginosphere. Wonderful, isn't that lovely? Pretty cool, says AOL Time Warner. Oh, I love it so much. I just want to take it to dinner. I want to treat it right. Killer Kilch, get yourself merch. I mean, this is merch. Somebody else got me merch. But yeah, maybe we'll do some merch. Would people be interested in merch? That's an interesting hypothetical. But a huge thank you to the Roblets Absolutely fantastic. I'll say this. I'll say this in no uncertain terms. Better than Crocs. There it is. Better than Crocs. People are buying merch. Okay, let's look into it. Let's look into it. Merch, stupid phone. You buy Mercy. I mean, if you could buy Mercy, you'd also buy Mercy. I imagine Killer Kilch. Let's look close. Look close. Very simple, very straightforward, guys. I'm going to show you some art. It's art that I haven't made. But I'm going to show it to you. And when I show it to you, I want you to look close because I'm going to ask you some questions about it. You need to pay attention to the art that you watch, guys. You need to pay attention to the art that you see. It's all around you, so you need to pay attention. You dig? You dig, you crazy cats? Yeah, you do. Okay. So this is a trailer for a movie. It's a trailer for a movie that I hope will not get me a copyright strike. Yeah? It's one of those films that has a name. Heart of the Manor. And it's one of the best types of films there is. A romantic film, because we all have a little bit of romance. So watch this, pay attention, and let's see what we know about it at the end. Good luck.
Well, it's official. Seven Oaks is on the market.
No one can move in before my wedding.
I think you're safe.
One's for my favorite lady and her favorite sister.
It's an old house, Lisa. It may be a developer who ends up buying Seven Oaks.
I'm going to find the perfect family. We can't sell to some developer.
It's a private home. It has numerous indoor and outdoor areas.
Let's make it happen.
I'm calling to schedule a showing in Seven Oaks.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that? The connection is terrible.
Yes, this is for my family company.
We got a showing, and it's for a family. Excuse me. You can't park here. I'm expecting clients soon.
I'm him.
You're Mr. Wallace.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, no. I didn't mean it that way. It's your car. It's incompatible with car seats.
Little red sports car, no ring. He's a bachelor.
Remember, every seller thinks they have a winner.
Wallace Development's lawyers will need at least a few weeks to put everything together.
Well, Mr. Wallace, Seven Oaks is not for sale to any developers.
But it's not like we're looking to pave over paradise.
Come away with me.
Okay, now I know you lost it.
This place was in pretty rough shape when we got it.
That's from when we were putting this place back together.
Matthew preserved the family's history. He's a sweet boy.
If we were to sell Seven Oaks, would you be the one to oversee it?
Absolutely.
It's gonna make a great public golf course.
What?
You said this was 100% your project. I don't know what I'm gonna do if Seven Oaks gets torn down.
I love it too. I want to help you save Seven Oaks. I can send you a prospectus so you can go over the details for yourself.
So this is all the information I could find on Seven Oaks.
Seven Oaks really has been a big part of the community.
That's it. We just need to convince the city council it should receive historical status.
You're gonna win them over completely.
But it is a place of history, and it deserves both love and respect.
We saved Seven Oaks!
I guess you'll be going back to the city.
Unless there's a reason for me to stay.
I've been thinking I would like you in my future.
I would love to be in your future, not to mention your present.
Gosh, what happens in that film? What? What's everyone losing their mind about? What's everybody losing their mind about? Oh my gosh. What's everyone losing their mind about? Yeah, I'm wearing the t-shirt because it's the best t-shirt. Of course I am. I'm not a fool. Everybody really into this. Looks amazing. Longest trailer. I mean, length can be good. Girls Throw Coach, I feel like we've just watched the whole movie. All of that takes place in the first 17 minutes of the film, though, actually. So, or maybe, I assume, maybe. I heard that. This is what scripts would be like if we let Al write them. Maybe. I've never met Al. I would say he could maybe stand to be a little less on the nose, but I think it's probably going to be a lovely film, you know? So, before we lose all of that from our minds, let's get on with these questions. What is the name of the lead character? It's mentioned a couple of times. What is the name of the lead character? I'm going to have to do these quickly before it's gone from your mind forever. Question number 2. What is the name of the house in question? This is an easy one. Question number 3. When our lead meets Mr. Wallace by his red sports car, she is wearing a blazer of what colour? What colour? Chalaban Chode, bonus points for surname. No bonus points. Swagger points. Self-esteem points, as AOL Time Warner was saying earlier. Self-esteem points, sure. You can get a little bit cocksure. You can get that Croc feeling. Croc points, should we call them? Maybe there'd be Croc points. The kind of points that make you feel like you're wearing a lovely pair of fur-lined Crocs. Question number 4. What do they need to convince the city council to award to the house? What's city council going to award to the house? They hope. If they can get all their information together. Although I guess that house has meant a lot to the community. What do they need to convince the city council to award to the house? And the final question of this round, and of the quiz. Wow! How quickly did that go? 54 minutes. How does the kindly old woman describe Mr. Wallace? The kindly old woman describe Mr. Wallace. How does she describe him? And there we go. Now, Girl Sarah Kilch says, quite plainly, you can see it in the chat right here, I feel like we've just watched the whole movie. But what one plot point could you add to the film after what we see in the trailer to keep the audience on their toes? What's the... So say what we've seen in the trailer so far, the events that we've seen in the trailer, take us to end of Act 2 in storytelling terms. We're at the end of Act 2, okay? Everything seems like it's going well. They have a lovely smooch. She's wearing a delightful choker, which works a black choker, which works really well for a wedding, I think. But then, bang, there's a twist. How are we twisting this to really get a very compelling third act? Give me a plot point. Change it up. Mix it up, guys. Let's mix this up. As we go back to Maine. That's 3 rounds done. 3 whole rounds. It's exciting, isn't it? Now, before we get to the answers, as ever, I'm going to give you a little fact of the week. Little free knowledge for you. Something that I looked up earlier. When women are pregnant, their hair and nails grow faster than usual. Largely confirming the idea that whilst incredibly beautiful, obviously it's incredibly beautiful, it's the most beautiful process that we can go through as human beings. It's the most beautiful thing, my word, what a beautiful thing. The whole endeavour of creating life is largely a horror show. Do we want to get on with some answers? Shall we do it? Let's do it. What did we have first? We had Spotlight first, didn't we? Let's transition. Spotlight. There we go. Right. Can confirm truth, then they lose it all, and my showers confirms. Wow, okay. Let's keep that shower talk out. We had enough of that with Lucy. Really, didn't we? So, musing-wise, Michael Jordan is known for his competitiveness. You know that he is. But what is a game or an activity that you would greatly enjoy seeing his competitiveness take over? What would you enjoy seeing his competitiveness take over? And guys, I don't want you to just say it out loud. I really don't. What I want you to do is get it in the chat. Get your musing answers in the chat. And we'll all have some fun with them as I go through the answers. Question number 1. Having played college basketball for the University of North Carolina, which NBA team is Michael Jordan now an owner of? The Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte, North Carolina. There was your quiz there. Get it in the chat, says cameraman George. Absolutely. Thank you, brother. It's the Charlotte Hornets. Well done if you got that. If you just got Charlotte and you want to give yourself a point, I'm not going to stand in your way. If you feel like you've earned it, then you've earned it. Yeah? That's how this works. This is largely about how you feel. But well done if you did get that one right. Michael Jordan retired from basketball in 1993 to pursue which other sport? Those of you who've watched The Last Dance, the wonderful documentary about Michael Jordan in the 90s, will know about this. It is baseball. Also, fans of Space Jam, because it featured in that movie in a fictionalized sense. They didn't show in Space Jam how terrible he was at it. Question number 3. What is the name of Michael Jordan's brand of shoes and other athletic wear taken from his nickname? It is, of course, Air Jordan. Air Jordan. It's also, I assume, the Jordanian airline, the official Jordanian airline. You want to fly to Kuwait? Fly Air Jordan. Question number 4. Within one, how many NBA championships has Michael Jordan won? So we've got 3 numbers that could get you a point here. 3 numbers that could get you a point, but the one that's going to get you the extra Croc points, that extra Croc swagger, is 6. He has won 6 NBA championships. If you wrote 5, I'll give you the point. If you wrote 7, I'll give you the point as well. Well done, you. The final question of this round. Michael Jordan was the star of Space Jam. Name anyone else who appeared in the film vocally or physically. Without wanting to disparage your abilities, guys. Without wanting to disparage your abilities. You probably wrote Bill Murray. You possibly wrote Danny DeVito or Wayne Knight. Danny DeVito was the voice of the main bad guy. If you wrote anybody else... maybe you wrote some of the basketball players who were in it. Patrick Ewing, Sean Bradley, Charles Barkley, Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, Larry Bird also. Was playing golf, I believe, at one point with him, and maybe shows up at the game at the end with Bill Murray. I'm not sure. If there are any other options, pop them in the chat and we'll discuss them as and when. But well done if you've got any of those right, especially if you're an English person. Because some of those are quite tricky for people who aren't English people or who aren't American people or who are not American sports people more specifically. But let's have a look at these musings. You get 1 point for each of those answers. 1 point for each of those correct answers. The Roblett sewing bee. Yeah. And it would be difficult for him because he's such a ginormous man. 6'6", if you can believe such a thing. Enormous hands. Enormous. He can palm a basketball. And so those kind of hands in the delicate world of sewing, he would find it tricky. But I think he'd still be able to do it. And I think he would, for me, I would say quite an elegant A-line dress is what I see Michael Jordan making. But you may have other ideas. That's a great answer, Roblets. Tiddlywinks says, Killer Kilch, Tiddlywinks. I would be surprised if in his life he has not played Tiddlywinks and he has not tried to crush someone at Tiddlywinks. Unless it's only an English thing. Is it an American thing as well? If it is, then absolutely he will have played that already. And I would enjoy seeing that. Again, it's an enormous hand playing a tiddlywink with a tiny little thing. So you've got some comedy there as well. Girl Sarah Kilch, curling, lovely, on the ice. Just he's not throwing it. He's just letting it go. Lovely stuff. Clothes folding. I think, yeah. So would that be in terms of precision or would that be in terms of speed? I think he would be more likely to get involved in the speed aspect. But precision could be good. No, I did it better than you. You didn't. Okay, another $5. Double or nothing. Let's do it. Carnival ring toss game. That's lovely. AOL Time Warner has really. AOL Time Warner. That's a terrific answer. Ending homelessness. He's got a lot of money. He could do a lot of good. And I would love to see his competitiveness, that he would say, right, if you can walk into Charlotte, North Carolina, and if you can round up more than 3 homeless people on any given Sunday, then, I will give you $100. Do you know what I mean? That kind of competitiveness. There are no bums on my street. I have just wiped all the bums out of Charlotte, and not in a kind of aggressive way, but he's cared for them. He's allowed them to, he's given them a place to go. Arm wrestling, says SJ Beck 72, very good. Again, just the length of his arms, I think, would make it tricky for him. I've always imagined arm wrestling to be better with these little stocky fellas with their little stocky arms. So again, it's tricky. We're putting a challenge on Michael Jordan, and I think he's overcoming it. Bugs Bunny says Killer Kilch, not a person. I will say not a person, but a great guess. Anyway, Monkey Pixie Funk, half a point for Nicolas Cage. I would like to implement that kind of rule where for any answer you can give Nicolas Cage and you can get half a point, but I think that sets a dangerous precedent, MPF. But thanks very much for getting involved. Cameraman George, ice skating. Again, ice-based. I don't know if there's a racial element to that, because traditionally they are more white sports rather than African-American. But with all of these, I think he would be able to do it. I really do. He's got the legs for it, at least. We know that. Curling, says Monkey Pixie Funk, thank you. Competitive IHOP eating. Yeah. Especially because he would have been so diligent during his life, during his playing days, of no carbs. Let's just, let's have a personal nutritionist. To just see him chow down on, a Grand Slam although that's Denny's, isn't it? But yeah. Baking competition. Yeah, I think it'd be good. I think it would be a funny juxtaposition. I think it'd be good. I think I'd just like to see Michael Jordan in an apron. That's me. And again, the oven gloves made for his hands. I wonder whether he'd have to just tape a couple together. That's great. Do you know what I think, guys? I think points all round. Points all round. Everybody gets a point for those. That's a lovely, lovely piece of work that we've done there. What was the next one? Oh, give me 5. Oh, this isn't going to be tricky. The musing was, in the Real Housewives shows, they're all about drama. What's the cause of an episode's worth of drama that none of the shows will have featured yet? Let's Control V. Let's get it in the chat, guys. Let's get it in the chat. The answers to these, to that musing. What's the cause of an episode's worth of drama that none of the Real Housewives TV shows will have featured yet? The question is, give me 5 Real Housewives reality TV shows. Like I say, there's a lot of them, so we're going to have to do a scrolling thing. If you got any 5 of these, Melbourne, Cheshire, Auckland, Sydney, Toronto, Hungary, Johannesburg, Napoli, Jersey, Durban, Nairobi, Orange County, there's too many of them to even name in this. But have a little look at this list. Have a little look at all these Real Housewives. And if you got any of these, you get a point for each one that you did get right. Orange County, I believe, was one of the original ones. New York, Atlanta, New Jersey, DC, Beverly Hills. Potomac is actually pronounced Potomac. Fact fans. Dallas, Salt Lake City. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Interestingly, they're all married to the same guy. I think I heard that somewhere. So have a little look at these. If you got any of these, well done. Especially if you don't watch them. If it was guesswork, then super duper well done. And I can't wait to read these musings. I'm going to let these go, but we're doing the musings. A futuristic, sporty Nike apron. Yeah. With in one of those ways that male products often have to do, like with moisturizer, where it has to be something about cars, refueling. A male apron would be like, this is your dust sheet. This is your mud flap. I'd like to see Michael Jordan's muddy mud flap. Gail Sarah Kelch, during a fundraiser to save the rainforest, someone puts Nutella in the gift bags. Oh, because people might think it was a dirty protest. Yeah, that's good. I like that, Sarah Kelch. That's good. And I could see that. I could see a drink being thrown over that. Killer Kelch, one of the housewives steals another's newborn because she wasn't invited to the baby shower. Wow! We're going hardcore already. Killer Kelch straight away going for infant napping. And not the much more pleasurable a napping infant, which do tend to be a little bit quieter and just easier to take. Chaloban Chode, arguments arising about which housewife donated the most to Al Qaeda. Donated the most. So multiple housewives have donated to a terrorist organization. Wowzers. Would that be, is there any particular area that, any particular one of these shows that would be more likely of than the others? Or is that maybe a dangerous question to ask? Yeah, I'd argue with that. If I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, guys, but I'd never donate to Al Qaeda. Thank you. Cameraman George, someone loses their mind over one of the characters, Cameraman George, there's a little bit of commentary going on there, always being on mute during their Zoom calls. That sounds very banal and something that I'm confident they wouldn't have covered already. That's a lovely shout. SJ Beck 72. Several automatic garage doors jam at the same time. Just can't drive the Mercedes out. And then if it's several at the same time, one wonders: is this hackers? Is this North Korean hackers trying to take down the Real Housewives so they can't show off their mercs? That's lovely, SJ Beck. I like that. Nana Bob wearing the same outfit to a homemade Comedy Central roast type event of somebody's husband or uncle. It'd have to be a man. They do tend to be quite, from what I've seen, quite one-sided across the gender divide. But yeah, I'd love to see a roast. I'd love to see a roast with the ladies. Because a lot of them do tend to be very similar. And so you think like people in glass houses, but I think they'd just throw that out, and I think they'd really go for it. But wearing the same outfit, yeah, that's they wouldn't have done that so far. AOL Time Warner, love that you're in this so long, AOL Time Warner. I feel like other times we've lost you, and I'm very glad that we've kept you. Thank you so much for sticking around. Big dispute over accused cheating in a game of Monopoly. Oh, now that just gets heavy-handed, doesn't it? That gets heavy-handed because Monopoly is a real game of destitution. It is capitalism in a game, and it just says, hey, if you're going to lose, there's no quick, oh, and then I lost. It's like if you're losing at Monopoly for 45 minutes. 45 minutes of just dissolution and destruction and just wondering, what's the point? This is a rigged system against me. I'd argue with that. I'd maybe just cry and say that it was unfair and leave. I have done that before. Once or twice. I'm not sure I've ever finished a game of Monopoly now I think about it, but that's a great shout. I should produce and write Real Housewives of Seattle. Do it, killer. Although Seattle might be a different vibe. Seattle might be a little bit more hippy dippy. I think that's what none of these ones are giving. Real Housewives of Athens, I don't think there's a lot of white dreadlocks, and I think we'd get that in Seattle, and I think we'd appreciate that. The Real Housewives of the Gaza Strip, that would be the one. I mean, because then I don't know whether that's like, is it a good thing, is it a bad thing? You've expanded on the idea, Chala, and I appreciate that. They fall out about whether it's better to be rich with no friends or poor with loads of friends during a light-hearted debate. That seems quite in-depth, TB. That seems quite in-depth for these guys. But I think they would fall out about that. But then that would suggest that somebody would say it was better to be poor with loads of friends. And I'm not sure. I don't know whether I'm character assassinating any of them, but I'm not sure that's necessarily there. Yeah? NYC Ramona has 50 of her closest friends. The reunion is basically the roast. There's lots of stuff going on there. That's great. That's good. Again, points all round, guys. Points all round. That was lovely. That was lovely stuff. And then finally, we had Look Close. The musing, as we all know, what one plot point would you add to Heart of the Manor after what we see in the trailer to keep the audience on their toes? Don't say it out loud, guys. I can't hear that where I am. I'm in New York City. I can barely hear myself think over the sound of the flippin' radiators coming into life. Very chilly at the moment, very chilly in New York. We'll get onto that a little bit later. So get those in the chat. As we go, question 1, what is the name of the lead character? Very simply, it's Lisa. Question number 2. Oh, let's get rid of the first one first. What is the name of the house in question? The house in question is called Seven Oaks. Maybe it combines those two, but maybe it's just one word. I'm not sure. But Seven Oaks. Well done if you got that one right. When our lead meets Mr. Wallace by his red sports car, she is wearing a blazer of what colour? It's kind of a powder blue. If you just wrote blue, I think you give it to yourself. I think you even if you wrote mauve under certain lights, I think you maybe could have, depending on what your monitor settings are set up to. I think a mauve could probably be accepted, but somewhere in that vicinity. It's very light. It sets off her eyes beautifully. She's obviously a very attractive woman. Number 4, what do they need to convince the city council to award to the house? Simply put, historical status, or as they say in it, because they are American, historical status, even though there is just the one T. And then question number 5, final question here. How does the kindly old woman describe Mr. Wallace? She says, oh, he sorted out all of our problems. He's a sweet boy. Oh, he's a sweet boy, isn't he? He's a very, very sweet boy. We just all want to kiss his face in that way that old ladies do. Cheek heavy. So well done if you got any of those. 1 point each for every correct answer. Nana Hobbo, Real Housewives of the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Oh, that would be good. Real Housewives of Chaz. Be lots of denim. Lots of talk of police, I suppose. Maybe it could be set within the police station, the burned out remains of the police station. Who knows? There's a lot of very fertile material there. So Killer Kilch, good luck with it. Girls Sarah Kilch, they find out there are termites in the house and it has to be leveled anyway. So the whole thing's a waste of time. But is it? Because Seven Oaks' final gift to the community is this very photogenic couple that it's brought together. So it's like, you have to find the positives in what life has dealt you. There's maybe a lesson. But that's great. I like that, Sarah Kilch. That's great. Chalaban Chode, the bedroom in the house is haunted by the ghosts of Luftwaffe. Oh, yeah. So they can't actually... Who could sell that house? There's no way they could sell that house because of World War II era fighter pilots that are kind of locked there. I'm not sure how that would work in terms of why they would be there and not somewhere in Germany or over mainland Europe. But then that's just a challenge for the screenwriters. That's not our job. That's a challenge of the screenwriters. Al, who wrote it. I think somebody said that. Killer Kilch, a gun is shown in the elderly black woman. A gun in a woman? Oh, hand. Okay. A gun is shown in the elderly black woman's hand. Whose house? Oh, so then we're thinking in terms of like bringing into kind of a reparations type conversation. That's interesting. That, because you saw she says he's a sweet boy. Yeah, he's a sweet boy, but he's a colonialist. Maybe. I think I'd watch that. I think that would really, really turn it on its head. Wow, okay. She's taking it back. Nana Hobbob, Mr. Wallace is a serial killer, but she's into it again. So then, that's a busy third act. Because then it's like we've got to discover that he's a serial killer. Then we've got to discover that she's into it. Maybe that's just the final bit of it. And she's like, hey, we'll just be like, natural born killers. And we'll, that can be our new life in Seven Oaks. Luckily, there's a lot of crawl space for us to put the bodies. That's dark. That's really dark. AOL Time Warner, poltergeists. Simple poltergeists. Again, not necessarily going with the World War II era German fighter pilots, but just poltergeists. The flipping place is haunted. Okay. Oh, it's been an important place to the community. Yeah, and the community stuck around. The community stuck around when they died, and now they're haunting it. And now they've really sent the property prices rock flipping bottom. That's good. That's good. Ghosts travel like Muppets by map. Okay, so just the Luftwaffe guys just decided, do you know what? This is a lovely Conneticut or whatever it is. This is nice. It's a nice temperature. I feel like it's, without wishing to cast aspersions onto the, character of the Luftwaffe, Conneticut, pretty white. I think they'd get a kick out of that. MPF, zombie sloths. The slow-moving critters come back from the dead and move slowly on a killing spree, a very slow killing spree. Yeah, okay, I like that. I dig it. I'm not sure what the peril is, because it'd be easy to escape from them. But again, it's a problem for the screenwriter. That's nice. Cameraman George, a biblical-style plague descends on the place. I'm thinking locusts. I'm thinking you're absolutely right, Cameraman George. I think most films, most rom-coms would be improved in some way by just saying, can we just make this a bit more biblical? Just a little bit more biblical? Yeah, let's take some inspiration from the Bible. It's the best book ever written, guys. Points all round? Yeah, points all round. Points all round, guys. And TB, aliens attack. Just straight up. Just straight up. The light comes down. Aliens come down. Bish, 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 bish. And they need to use their newfound historical status to combat the alien presence. Points all around, guys. Points all around. That was lots of fun. And now we've got all of the points that we're going to get. Right? Wrong. We've got a minute to win it, guys. Minute to win it. This is very simple. Very straightforward. This is not a black box. This is a live feed down there. I can see it right now. Down there. Which is a light box that has a word on it. And that word is part of a category that I'm going to give you over this. It's going to be a category of things. And you have to, it's the most exciting time. It's the most exciting minute. Look at it. It's come up. Here it is. It's the most exciting minute in quiz show history. It's minute to win it. I'm going to give you a category. And you have to guess, give me as many examples of that category as you can. You can guess as many times as you want. Each guess has to be in its own message. So give me one, enter. Give me one, enter. Give me one, enter. Give me one, enter? So get thinking about it. Get them in the chat. And then if you have connected with me and you have picked the same one that I've picked, you get a bonus 2 points. Okay? It's nice and simple. And this topic is, because it has been so cold in New York this week, so flipping cold. Honestly, just it's the legs. They felt very cold and very thin and very small. And so, the minute to win it topic, I hope you're all ready. Wow. Crunch your fingers in that way that some people do. Get ready to do your typing. And type in movies with cold titles. So this is any movie with a cold word in the title. Could be cold, could be frost, could be chill, could be ice, could be snow, could be I think that's pretty much all of them. Chili, I'm not sure there's a lot of chili ones. Ice Age is Nana Hobbit, that's great. Cold Mountain, lovely. Jack Frost, terrifying. Frozen, Ice Cold in Alex. Snow Dogs, Ice Age 2, Frozen 2, In Cold Blood. These are great ones, guys. Let's keep them going. We're on 15 seconds. Jack Frost, Frozen. Let's do it. More. Fridge? Are there anything with fridge on it? The Big Chill. That's a great one, Nana Hobbit. That's lovely. Halfway there, guys. Ice Killer. Ooh, sounds terrifying. Let's get more. Cool Runnings, that's a good one. MPF, but they're just before TV. Cold Heart Killer, lovely. Polar Express, very good SJBX on YouTube. Snow White, that counts. That absolutely counts. Lapland, okay. And that's the end of it. Any last ones trickling in? Anything? Snowmageddon, March of the Penguins, The Winter's Bone, Snowman. Is that all? I think we're doing it all. I think that's all. Batman and Robin. Haven't quite got the hang of this Chalabancho, but that's fine. Snowpiercer. Ooh, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. So now we get rid of the topic. Let's light this mother up, shall we? Let's light this mother up. most exciting moment of the week is we have a plug. Oh no, I've moved it. Oh, this is good. Hope. Oh God. Wait, give me 2 seconds. Oh Jesus. Oh my word. Let's hope that this still works. Let's hope that this still works. My headphones broke. The thing broke. Cold Comfort Barn. Let's light this sucker up. It's Ice Age. Nana Hobob with the first guess. Nailed Ice Age. Wonderful stuff, but a great showing from everybody there. So a bonus 2 points go to Nana Hobob. Let's tot up these scores. Tot them up. And whilst you tot them up, guys, I want to remind you that in this quiz, aside from picking a round the following week, you are only competing against yourself. There's no point threshold to being smart, okay? If you've got all the questions right that you realistically could have been expected to get, you are smart. Don't know anything about Michael Jordan? Why would you? He plays a sport you've never even watched. Maybe. And if you're watching this on YouTube, not live, be sure to write down your score and your musing answers in the comments below, because I would love to hear how you did. Nobody's ever done it before. You could be the first. So let's get your answers, let's get your results in the chat, guys. Let's get your results in the chat. My word. My word. What a life. What a life this is. Let's get that music going. It's maybe a bit too loud. It's almost an hour and a half. That was only 90 minutes of goodness. Girl Sarah Kilch, straight in with 17. That's lovely stuff. 14 for me, says TB. Well done. Killer Kilch with a 15. Well done. Chalaban Cho, 10 for me. That's a great result. Nana Hobob, 18. Oh, those extra 2 points really making the difference for Nana there. Monkey Pixie Funk, 7. Well done, you. AOL Time Warner Official, 13. Fantastic work. SJ Beck 72, 7. That's delicious. That's delightful. That's wonderful. And the Roblets 8. That is delightful. Wonderful stuff. Well done to everybody. You are smart, I think. IamHO. Killer Kilch, thoughts to your heating and its constant rhythmic clapping. It keeps on just shouting at me. Yeah. I think, hey, settle down, guys. Settle down. I've got my own little heater. I don't need you anymore. Which means that Nana Hobob is the high point scorer, and if you tune in next week, Nana, you will get to pick one of those rounds. There might even be a couple more. Who knows? But thank you so much for everybody for joining me. I hope you have had fun. I hope you learned a little something, and I hope you felt creative all at the same time. I am Notme, I am Art, and I hope you will join me next time, same place, where you'll have another opportunity to improve your art and say to yourself, yeah, baby, I am smart. Feels good to be back, baby. Feels good to be back. We're doing this weekly. We're having some fun, and we're learning a lot. I appreciate you all. I thank you all. And I say, until next week, you are smart.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though prob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart,